Since the days of recording your favorite song from the radio over to the cassette tape, the format of mixtape has undergone some serious transformation. And it's now the leading format of how you listen to a collection of music. Do you remember the feeling when someone gave you a personal mix on CD or tape? I still remember my ex-boyfriend giving me a personal CD with the perfect combination of songs. They communicated with me through music. They immediately won my heart, right? So musicians have now begun to use the same concept of expressing feelings through creating these playlists on streaming platforms such as Spotify or Apple Music. The playlist for a musician is like the blog for a writer. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use the concept of creating your own playlist to communicate with your fans. And this is going to build trust and loyalty. Through sharing your inspiration and influences, you will then build trust and loyalty and start building a community around your music. Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Smartbakken, also called the Audience Queen. Today we're going to talk about playlists. Before I get started, please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more music marketing related videos, just like this one. So when you're building your brand as a musician, it's really important to find a right format to communicate through and also share your expertise. And your expertise is music. So I usually always start with writing, and how I usually share my expertise is through writing. However, writing is not necessarily a format that you are comfortable with as a musician and that you express your feelings through writing these blogs. So when you're building your brand as a musician, it's important to find the right format to communicate through, but also share your expertise. So the playlist format is definitely better for you as a musician to use than, for example, blog, because it shares more of your expertise and it's also the way you already communicate. And since you've forever been trying to get on different playlists, radio, Spotify playlists, it's time to also start creating your own. So your activities every week as a musician should be 1, create your own playlists, but also 2, get on other playlists. So in this video, I will show you how to create your own playlists. So why now? Well, you probably already are using playlists now in your work. Let's say you're preparing your next set as a DJ. You're probably already organizing them in a playlist format, but you probably have them on private. And you as a musician, you probably already are doing this while you're organizing your inspirations in playlists. And this is a way for you to organize and for you to work on music and do research for yourself. And so playlist is most likely a part of how you work already. Now it's time to experiment and show your audience your music, your influences, what you're listening to, and so people can get to know you through your own playlists. And people are actually looking for playlists. And most people lack the imagination and creativity to create these playlists for themselves because they don't have the knowledge that you have as a musician. You live and work and breathe in music. So for you to create a playlist, it will take you 5 to 10 minutes because you already have that library in your brain. While for the average Joe, that's not the case. So they're looking for these pre-made playlists that they can just start listening to. But they need a reason to listen to it. Yeah, so we've now determined we need to start creating playlists, right, as a musician. So the first thing we need to determine is what format. So there's 2 different formats that you can choose from here. There's one, the weekly update. Think Gary Vee has this with his Monday to Monday playlist that he launches every Monday with motivational songs and also songs that he's listening to that he just wants to share with his fans. He's connecting with his fans. They're getting to know him through his music. It's kind of like a radio show that goes on air the same time every week. Or you can do like DJ Sasha, have different playlists that represents different values. But the key here is also consistency. The next thing that you have to determine with your playlist is the value. It has to communicate something very specific. Gone are the days where top 40 is dominating. No, the more specific, the better. DJ Sasha is a great example. His last playlist that he promoted was Heads Down, Music Up. It was the perfect compilation of music that you could listen to now during lockdown. Or the other playlist that he launched a few weeks back, that was basically the perfect compilation of the best songs to end the night with. You see how specific that is? The perfect songs for the ending of the night. So even when you see the name of the playlist, you know the value, you know everything, you know what to expect, and you can't wait to see what songs he chose. There's a reason why Barack Obama launches his most played songs of the year. People connect with that type of content. They get to know you on a different level. So when you create your own playlist, it's important to communicate your interests and not just about yourself. So it's important to communicate your inspiration, what's behind, and also your thought and your expertise as a musician. If you just have playlists that are just of your music, you don't get to know you and your depth. You need to give some value that's not directly linked to you. Sure, of course, you can put in your song here and there, but the majority of the songs should not be yours. But you can be very strategic here because you know how to create good playlists. You know how to create good music, and you know where your song maybe fits perfectly. So you might be able to place it between the perfect two songs in order to promote your song more effectively as well. You can maybe create a playlist of all the inspirations and songs maybe, or samples that you did for your album, so people can get to know your album and your process on a different level. But remember, the playlists are there to showcase others' music and not only just your own. So you created your playlist, you're finished, it's on Spotify, no one's coming. No, because you're not telling people to go there. So you need to then use your other channels to communicate about your playlist. This is what I do as well. I create my blog, I publish it on my website, but then I use Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram to tell people about it. And a creative way for you to tell people about your playlist is to create some content around it. And a good example here is DJ Sasha, where he gathered testimonials from listeners that actually listened to the playlist that Heads Down, Music Up. And then he created a carousel of all the different testimonials, what they had to say about the playlist, and then he shared it on his channels. And then told people to go to his link to check it out. You have to give them a reason to click, a reason to go. And when you start having a specific value with your playlist, it gets easier to communicate as well. It gets easier to promote. Imagine the amount of content that you can actually create around the perfect end of the night song. You can create a video, you can create a compilation, you can create a meme. I mean, there's so much that you can create to actually communicate and preview that playlist. So start getting also creative around promoting the playlist, because if you get people over to your Spotify and they start getting to know you through your music, this is your expertise area, but you have them on your Spotify, then they can get to know you as a musician and your music as well. So now we've determined the playlist format. We have the playlist value, more specific the better, right? We've also determined we have to promote it, we have to create some content, tell people about it, tell them why they should go. So the key to success here is the consistency. You need to do something every week, because creating one playlist and sharing that is not going to make a difference. It's what you do every week. Think of this as your own radio show, almost, where every week you want people to look forward to it. You're giving people a reason to come to your room. Similar as magazines have regular columns and TV, they have regular programming. You need to think of your channels in a way where you can have regular content. And a playlist is a perfect way, because this is the way you communicate through already. This is your expertise. Have fun!